What up, guys? So recently I came to the realization, and I'm sure a lot of people probably have this realization every day, guys just don't really act on it. I need to have a lot more confidence about myself. And I've kind of always wondered low key why I would kind of be like this sometimes. I just don't really know the answer, but I've never really had much issue when it came to things like sports, academics. I didn't have much issues with that. When it came to social skills, I didn't have much issues with that. And I will admit, like I've been luckier than some people in some realms, right? But along with this, you're going to have your own set of problems that comes with these. And one thing that I noticed is that at a certain point of time in my life, I used to try to cater to people a lot. And I would sit there, I would always reach out my hand, especially to like people who I felt like were really my friends, family, whatever. I'd go out of my way to reach out my hand to try to be like, hey, I really want to be nice to you. I want to keep this connection. I really cherish like this bond that we have. And I'm sure a lot of people have felt like that. But as you get older, you realize life's not always pretty. It's not like those beautiful bonds that you once shared are going to go like that for the rest of your life. I'm not even 30 yet, but I will turn and say from what I've seen so far, which it's not that much, but I'm going to learn more as I get older. I've noticed a lot of people are just going to change up on you, and that's just how it is. Like I see people where it's like legitimately, guys, I have been friends with these people since kindergarten. I have talked to them. There's been times where we were like little kids. They would call my house phone. I would call their house phone, all the way to the point where our parents knew about each other, all that, whatever. And it's like these people, I looked at them as more than friends at one point. I'd be like, hey, these are my brothers, whatever. And what does this get you in the end? If you want me to be honest, you're going to be open, you're going to be available for a lot of people. There's going to be some people where it's like the time doesn't matter. There's some people where I became friends with them, like let's say around high school time, college time. And around those times, just being friends with the people, we have built a much bigger bond than I could have ever built with the people that I met from like kindergarten that I'm still friends with to this day, right? But with the other people, you'll look and you'll be like, hey, we've been friends for over 10 years. I have a PhD in friendship with you. But when you look, what do these people do? They'll have big time life events, things like a baby shower, whatever. They're not going to invite me. And I already know this. You know why? Because a lot of times they're already doing these things and I've already seen it. The vast majority of the times when I find out about these people doing this shit, it's because we're friends and I see it on social media. Does it bother me? A little bit. Not really, not like it used to, but it's kind of one of those things where after a while, I just took the tough pill to swallow that I just need to go ahead and focus on myself. Like all of this trying to be friends with everybody, trying to be buddy buddy with everybody and shit while I'm sitting here working and trying to bust my ass and trying to like really get to my goals, it's pointless. Honestly, it's pointless. Like the truth is when I look, it's not like any of these people give a fuck about me, and it's not like it's really much reciprocated, you know, like not anymore. At least like, yeah, there was a time where I would turn and I would try to reciprocate a lot for other people, but after you get your hand bit but so many times, you just stop being stupid. You stop looking at them as they're the problem, and you look at yourself and look at what you could do differently. And what I look at is I need to move more accordingly, like especially when it comes to this content creating shit and stuff. Like I don't think people understand how bad I want this shit. I waste hours every day trying to think of video ideas, trying to think of things that I can do that can help other content creators, as well as actual connecting. When people DM me, I'm always fucking responding to this shit. But when I look and I look at my accounts, All of this shit is built off of random people that I have never met in person before. All of my friends, all these people that I knew in real life, I've turned and I've asked them a million fucking times, especially during the beginning. I was like, hey, why don't you just show me a follow, show me some love, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And the vast majority of these people didn't. Really quick, I remember on my old Instagram account, this was before I deleted it, I had over 1,300 followers. I literally went down the list and asked almost every single one, because I was like, you know what? I'm really confident in my ability to content create all this. I know that this is going to work. I asked them to follow me on Twitch. I asked them to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and my TikTok. Do you know how many followers I had collectively? 20. Think about this, out of 1,300 plus, and I asked all of them, 20 showed up. So that was my reality check. To me, that was my reality check. Every time when one of my friends wanted to do something, when they started one of their business pages or whatever, I was always there. I promise you I was always there. I was the one who'd be there, first one liking, commenting, reposting. I was one of those people. But after a while, it clicked with me. It's not so much that like they're fake friends, which it's like some of them are, especially when you factor in how they just don't invite you to like some of the biggest events in their life, but let you be doing some bullshit, or let me be like, hey, let's go to the club or something. They'll hang out like that. Those people, those are your fake friends. And yes, I do have some of those. I know plenty of them. That's my biggest flex in the world. I bet I know more fake people than you. The other thing you guys also have to remember is the people, like, we're talking about your real friends. These people are busy. They're going to have their own lives. Not a lot of them are really going to want to watch the type of content you do. They might have their own thing that they really like. So you can't really hold that against every single person. But for the people where it's like, hey, you couldn't even show support, where it's like you follow thousands of random people all the time, where it's just like, bro, you don't know these people in real life. I actually know you in real life. Like, went to school together, all that shit. But for those people, when they turn and they deny you, but you see them showing mad love to some dude, some girl, whoever, person doesn't even know them, doesn't even acknowledge them, and they're never going to. To me, that's weird. You should always be supporting your mans over this random bro that don't even give a shit about you. That's just how I look at it. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know. Ironically, once my TikTok video popped off for the first time, and I hadn't even hit 1 million views yet. I had 500,000 views on TikTok. I remember I was so happy about it. I run over to Instagram and I posted. And it really clicked because everybody was there to fucking celebrate with me. Everybody was telling me good work, how they always believed in me to keep going, all this shit, whatever. And to me, that irritated me more than anything, because when I asked them for the real fucking help that I needed in the beginning, just a push start and a little bit of support, nobody was there for me. But once I got the validation from everyone else, and it's basically the belief that I always had in myself, that's when people started to fucking show up. And this is when it clicked for me. I've always had fucking motion. Like, let's talk about this. I've always had motion, bro. It was never a time in my life when I didn't really have motion. Yeah, there's times where I had less than other times, but to say absolutely none? No. When I look at all of this, right? And I'm like, hey, you guys can show up for this. It just lets me know there's no real relationship. So what do I do now? You know? And this is why I'm pulling back. I'm telling a lot of you guys, I'm pulling back. I know some of you guys are going to see this video. You're going to text my phone. Don't even hit me up. I promise I'm not talking to y'all. So I'm just going to pull back, do my own thing, focus on content creating. The way that I see that I have treated you guys and the way that you guys have treated me, there's no point in us being friends. There's no point in us being cordial, any of that. We don't even really have to talk, bro. A lot of the people that like I kind of grew up with and we all had like this belief in ourselves, but as much as each other, for the first time in my life, all that shit was gone. So I had to refigure this out. And as I was sitting there posting on TikTok, posting from my 20 followers that eventually became 200, and people kept making fun of me for it. They were like, "Hey, you don't have any followers. You only have 100. You only have 200. You're never going to make it anywhere. You're not going to do it. You're not going to make a bigger account. It's impossible." People used to be on my ass about it all the time. Then you know what? I just never stopped believing in myself. That's really what it is. It's all about my self-confidence. And that's the one thing that I wish that I could instill into you guys. Your confidence will take you very far. Like I'm telling you guys, these things will take you very far. Let me read you the quote from my Twitter. Before we start, I even have a bonus quote. This is one that I tweeted out because I swear to you guys, I believe everything that I say to you. I'm not lying. I don't make this up. I tell you guys how I feel. That's why sometimes when I'm not posting, maybe I just don't have anything to say those days, or maybe I'm just busy. Bro, I'm genuine with you guys. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm not like these other YouTubers where I'm only going to show it and be like, "Oh my God, I have $2,000, whatever, blah, blah, blah." Bro, if I'm broke and I'm down bad, I'm going to tell y'all. Like I'm serious. I'm going to tell y'all. Is life amazing? No. Am I working to get to where I want to be? Yes. So that's really all that matters. But the quote is, "I'm used to no one ever believing in me. I only need myself to figure this shit out. Even when I'm at my lowest, as long as I believe in myself and work hard, I'll always have motion." I promise you guys, there is nothing you can ever do to make me doubt myself, because the way how people used to talk shit to me, especially when I was doing shit like sports, when people try to bully me back, like, and I'm telling you, I really beat the shit out those kids. When people try to bully me and stuff back then, I learned a lot about myself. I learned there's a lot of shit that I really won't tolerate, where people might get it confused just because of what they see. So don't judge a book by its cover. Now we have one more quote. Now I'm not sure if you guys know UFC fighter Ilia Topuria. Um, he's shown a lot of signs where people have compared him in some ways of being kind of similar to like Conor McGregor at the time. Just to give you a rundown, at the time when Conor McGregor fought for the featherweight belt, he was, I believe he was 14-0. He was 27 years old, and he had to fight Jose Aldo, who was regarded as the featherweight GOAT at the time. When Ilia Topuria came in, same age, 27, same record, 14-0, had to fight Volkanovski, who is considered the featherweight GOAT. Pardon me. But what winded up happening is they both won. They both had a swagger, a confidence about them that was unmatched, to the point where people called them cocky. But if you truly got to know them, you knew that it wasn't cockiness. It was just confidence in their own ability. Now, Ilya tweeted this and he said, "Many will say you can't do it. They will knock you down and doubt you. But remember, the only one you need to achieve anything is yourself. Trust in yourself, have faith, and work tirelessly, because everything will come."